Hi, Matt.
Hi.
All right, we're gonna do a video. What did we just do?
What?
What did we just do on Nan?
We, for the second try, or second time, put a transducer in the bottom of the boat.
Very nice. What's a transducer?
Gives you your depth, so you know if you're about to run aground.
It's a sounder. So it's a wood hull boat, and we did it wrong yesterday, but we've learned a valuable lesson, haven't we?
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, no harm, no foul. We learn from our mistakes, just as long as they're not big ones.
In my defense, I thought I was doing right. It seemed right in my head, but in practice, it made it a lot harder.
There was a 4200 mishap. So anyway, we were able to fix that. Not a big deal. So we've done a bunch of other stuff, but and I haven't done a video in a while, so I apologize. So I figured we'd get on this and do this. So I'll come down. We're on Bojan, and this is the one that we installed the AC. It's nice and chilly down here now, and you can see on the floor. I think. Remember when we first originally came here on that Saturday to install, we were talking about Matt coming down here and finding some water. Look at this carpet. It's trashed. And so it's happened again, and it's been really, I mean, it's like, you know, it's actually very nice in here now, but it's been really hot and humid and thunder, lightning storms. And so we were just trying to figure out where all this water was coming from. Still got water down in here, Matt.
I think that was
from yesterday. So we finally figured out what was going on, and I'll get you in the closet here. So we ripped apart all of these panels here, and as you can see, I don't know if I can zoom in on this or not, but it's leaking up there. It was leaking back up in here. This is the window sash right here that allows this to, there's the glass, slide open. So now we've got a window that's open. We've got to clean all this up too, because this just gets kind of gunked up there as well. Thought maybe it was leaking from there, but it's actually not. You can see how these boats are designed and built. You have the aluminum superstructure here, and then the aluminum plate up top. That's actually the deck plate, and then the plywood. And then the plywood is the raised part of the decks. That's what, you know, gives you that that raised area. And so if we come back up, a couple weeks ago, we had lost old Toro Bojan. Here's forward. This is an old school boat. I just did the floors last year. We're tracking down one leak up in here. But old school galley and stuff like that, and then everything else has been redone on the boat. But if you come up here, we have this door, this frame, and then we have this threshold right here, and then this is fiberglass, and here's our raised wood part right here. So this is the aluminum part that we're looking at, and then there's an aluminum chamfer right here, and then the plywood gets stuck in here, and then this is glass right in here. You can see all these holes, but look at that. I'm pushing on that, if you can see, and then look at that hole right there. So that's our problem, is that hole. And where these screws were, all of this wood just basically rotted away. And so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go through, fix all of this. We're gonna fill all these holes here, patch this right here the best that we can. But you can see this has been, hear how hollow that is? Hear that? Hear that? So there's the difference. Solid all the way up through here. So when you see somebody surveying out a boat and they're doing this, what they're looking for are voids right there. So all underneath there is all rotted. So I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do here, whether I'm going to cause a bigger problem by cutting all of this out, because I'm not going to take down all of this wood. They just don't want me to do that. That's a huge project. We just did all of the woodwork and everything. So I need to fill this in here, and I've got a bunch of different materials, fillers that we may use to do that. So I might hog this out and fill it in and get a better penetration here. And then what I've done is I've built, oh, that hurt, 2 PVC boards that will fit underneath it so it won't rot again. And then we'll screw that down, and that should secure it, and that should fix the problem. So we're gonna start. Got some mineral spirits, got some sandpaper, my 3M marine filler. We've got another Evercoat, which is essentially the same thing. This is all essentially Bondo. This is just a marine grade, and here is actually some Bondo. So, and 4200. So those are our implements. And then I bought, just so you can see, nothing really sticks to PVC. Glues and whatever, it'll wipe right off. So this is a roof patch. I may put just a bead on the floor there underneath it, just to create a bond and a watertight substrate between here and the bottom, just as a precaution. So that's what we're gonna do, and so we'll get started on that. You're rotting out over there too?
The screws. They're barely even like metal anymore. It's just powder. That crumbles apart and I can't screw it in.
So that's the top piece of glass. And then you can see there's literally nothing in there. So out. Matt, you got the vacuum? Can you bring the vacuum over here? I cut this out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fill this. This is all soaking wet. Is it plugged in?
Yeah.
Thank you. Coffee for good luck. Ugh. So, go ahead. I'm recording. We'll edit that out. No. Yeah. So here's Matt. Here's the deal. Look at this. So as I showed you guys down below, let me turn this on. I'm going to stop this and do a zoom shot. Okay. So while Matt's working over there, let me show you what we got going on in here. If you zoom up real close, that right there, that's the hole. This right here is our aluminum that I showed you, our aluminum plate, and then this is plywood, and then this is the joint in between the aluminum and the plywood that I showed you down there. So it was just pouring through there. If you see that hole right there, that's where our screw was. And so water's just pouring through here. So I've got to fill all this in, get it sanded down, including all the way underneath there, which is gonna be a real pain in the butt, but we've got to get it done. So that's why I cut all this out. So this is the bad part right here. The rest of this is good. So this is the bad part. So I'm gonna mix up some filler and get this cleaned up a little bit more and fill it in and get it sanded down so it doesn't leak anymore. Okay, so Matt pulled out his side here, and again, if we take the old, you know, this is what I'm using. I actually have a plastic mallet that I use if I'm going to do an inspection on a hull or something like that, but the back of a screwdriver will work as well. So it's all solid. So Matt's side is good. He got the easy side. Back over on my side, over here. So I've got it all cleaned up, hogged out, pretty much back to all good wood right there. I'm gonna start mixing some filler. We're gonna fill this, get it sanded out. Definitely make sure that I've got that joint right there filled in. And then, like I said, I've already cut the two new starboard pieces that we're gonna put underneath here and then bond it so it drains properly. So, I'm gonna work on that. Okay, so, you guys tell me that you want videos of me like working and stuff and doing the project. So here, I just put some marine filler, 3M marine filler. This is Coast Guard approved stuff. This is what we have to use on like all of our inspected vessels and stuff like that, above or below the water line. It's a really good product. So I've just put a bunch into the actual lid. You can actually use the lid for a stir and or a vessel. And then this is the cream that you put in. It's a 2-part. So this is basically the hardener. Depending on the temperature, humidity, how quickly we want to use this is going to determine how much of this I put in. I've been doing this long enough. I kind of know what the color looks like, and based upon my temperatures and stuff like that. And notice I got plenty more in here than probably what I need. So I always just put more in because it's just easier just to mix it once and throw the rest away, just whatever. So I'm gonna put this in here and I'm gonna stir it around, and then I'll do a video of me throwing it in the hole over there. And it takes about 20 minutes about set up and make it sandable. We'll sand it and then that should be done. We'll drill new pilot holes and put the thresholds back on. Matt's is all ready to go. We're gonna clean that whole thing up with mineral spirit so it's nice and clean over there. And I've cut another threshold base for that as well, so we can get going on that. And we're going to fill those holes with, well, maybe we'll just fill it with this as well, and then just tap them into there, and maybe a little 4200. So, and then that side was really good. I just did a video which just tapped that out. But you know, 2 of the screw holes were missing screws, and half it was rotten. So that's what's going down. There's a small little leak that I've been trying to find out where that's been coming from, so that's where that's been coming from too. So while I'm doing one, I might as well do the other. I've got everything here to get it done. So I'm gonna mix this up and we'll install it. Okay, like I said, I put plenty in here. Open this up. This is blue, so I'm gonna put a line. Let's see, about through there. Yeah, there you go. It's enough. And when you stir it around, you gotta make sure it's evenly mixed, otherwise it won't cure properly. So I'm just spinning it around. It turns like a greenish bluish color. Matt, what did we come up with?
Nope.
Great.
I mean, you could just cut the tube in half and scoop it out with your fingers.
I know. So, one thing about caulk guns is that they're cheap, and I got about 800 of them. The problem is I never have them when I need them. So, I bought that caulk, and yeah, forgot to bring a caulk gun. So that's good. I got that going for me. Because like I said, I wanted to put some underneath here. I gotta make sure that this all gets packed in here. And I don't want to be doing too much sanding work and stuff like that. I'm gonna fill these little holes here. little holes there filled in. That way they won't leak. All right, Matt, go ahead. You do your side with this. Fill your holes in.
Truck and find
Fill those holes in. All right, so now this is just a little blade that I will use to ferret it all off. Make it all nice and neat and level. The better you do this part of the job, the less sanding you're gonna have to do. So, and you don't have much time to work with this, so you want to kind of get it on there and then leave it. I'm gonna close the door here. Just do this last little part. So, it's probably starting to tack up a little bit. So once that starts happening, you really want to just leave her alone. Right about there. That's about it. That's all we got. So, where's my mineral spirits?
It's behind me.
Alright. I'm gonna see if I can't clean up a little bit of this right here. Go. This gives you a little bit more time so I can clean all this up so I don't have to worry about the paint. This is just mineral spirits here. So we get it off the gray paint that's in here. I could have masked it off if I wanted to, but I didn't. And clean.
Okay, that's my hole built.
Okay.
I smushed as much of this stuff into that hole as like. Oh, you did the whole thing.
No, you don't have to do the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
I did the whole thing.
Okay, because I literally.
Yep, just the holes. Just the holes are fine.
Okay.
Just the holes are fine.
Just the tip.
Just. Before all this sets up, I'm just gonna get it all in here. Get that down. This is not easy doing this here.
Alright, I'm gonna go to your truck and try to find a...
Okay, in my toolbox in the back, hopefully. Or maybe in the back seat, who knows, my whole truck's a toolbox.
Yeah. I think the biggest tool sits up front though.
Absolutely. This boat is protected by security cameras, by the way, so just in case you ever want to come down and visit me on the boat, yeah, security cameras. Alright, so I've gotten all of the Bondo up, and you can feel it starting to get hot, so it's starting to tack up. So that's what we want. Go. Alright, gives me something to do while it's all tacking up, but that all looks pretty good there. Yep, we nice and hard already. So that's good. I got that going for me. Scrape this up right here. Just keep this all nice and clean. As you can see, I'll back it up a little bit. Just a little bit right here on the edge. I'm gonna do a bunch of painting on this boat this winter too, so this is part of that. Not all that concerned, but we can get it scraped up and cleaned up, make it look nicer. There we go. Nice surface there. That all looks good. One last wipe down. Beautiful. Okay. That pushed a little bit in here, so I'm gonna have to just knock that down and sand that. But this is all good there. It's all good. Okay. And then I think I did a good job under here mending all of this. Get that little thing out of there. Oh, hold on. Is there a hole in there? Can't tell. I think there's a little hole in there. There's nothing left for me to use. See, it's already hardened up. So I think there's just a little bit behind there that I want to get. Yeah, all this is garbage. Some. Yeah, that's why we always mix a little more. But, okay, so I'm going to stop it there. I'm going to mix another little bit. So before I forget, I put 4200 underneath here and here. I got to drill that out, and then I put masking tape here and here, and 4200 in between these joints. See nice and neat it comes out, and then I'm going to pull this here and then just clean it up with some mineral spirits to make it nice and even and shiny. But that's a real easy way to do it. I'm going to go do the other side now before all this dries, but I figured I would just show you this process as well. So you just pull the tape here, and then you get a nice clean line. Boom, just like that. And then throw it away very quickly so it doesn't get everywhere. So that's it. That side's done. Nice clean line, and all the water that runs down the deck should now just go over there instead of down into the stateroom. That's it. Okay, so the other side is done. Now we're doing matte side. So again, I've got it masked off on the bottom, and then I've got the stainless masked off a little bit, but I got just a little bit showing, and so I'm going to put the 4200 in, and that's what's going to create our seal. So the 4200 will bond to this paint and to this substrate as well as the stainless. So I'm going to put a nice bead across here and on the other side, and then smother it in. So it's nice just to put these this painter's tape here, because I don't really have to worry. I'll show you the other side. It takes a little bit of the guesswork out of it and less cleanup as well. It makes a nice bead. So, and then you can go back through with the mineral spirits that I've got right there, and wet it down just a little bit, and then it kind of like shines it up a little bit and get a nice little bead. So we use this on the other boat, so we're just gonna use 4200 to finish this off. So a little bit more up in there. I'm gonna do the other side, that way I stay clean, and then I'll come back for that. This is the most important side here. And this is the fast cure, so we've got to do this kind of quickly so you can still work with it. So I try, and depending on which job I'm on, buy small tubes. If you buy the big tubes that you put in the caulk gun and stuff like that, unless I'm doing a big job, it literally goes to waste, because it doesn't last. No matter how much you try and prevent it from not curing on itself, it will always end up curing. So we're able to do a couple of jobs today with one tube, because we've used what, 3 tubes in the last couple of days, but you know, we have it in stock, so it's good, no problem. So just trying to get a nice even bead. This stuff's hard to squeeze out too. This is pretty thick stuff here, but you want a good bead because you want to get it underneath, and you want good penetration on both sides of the paint and the stainless. So you're gonna have some residual squeeze out of that. We'll cap it up here, and then get your finger, rag, and then just go through and squeeze it in. And notice it's coming out onto the tape. There we go. And on the door. I just got it on the door. Yep, that's what mineral spirits is for. So, make a nice bead there. Check this side. A little bit more careful here. You want to go back and just squeeze it in. Right up there. That looks good. And just a little bit more right in there. I probably have to squeeze out a little more, and then we'll pull the tape. You got to do it before it dries. That's smart. This stuff is can be quite nasty. Getting it all over the place, so you gotta be very careful. Matt found that out yesterday when he put just a little bit, and he's like, my God, this stuff multiplies. Goes right where you never want it, right? Yep, that's where it goes. All right, so then little mineral spirits, we'll just clean it up. Clean up the door first, get it off of there. Here we go. She going. Okay. Nice bead there. Throw it away.
Waiting for Wi-Fi connection.
And then we'll see the bottom here. You've gotten a little too close on this map.
Oops.
You gotta make sure that you have enough to be able to penetrate underneath. So if you put the tape too close, then you're not going to get a good penetration. So let's see what we can do. At least this is the inside. Let's hope the outside's a little bit better. Okay. That's all cleaned up. Make that go away. Bye-bye. Okay, so let's pull the top here. Get it thrown away. Alright, so now this is the one that needs to count. Let's see how you did, Matt. Let's see how you did. I always see like there's nowhere for me to pull right now. I always fold back the tape and leave a tab. That way I know I can pull this thing up. Good. Matt made a little room back down in here. So I think that we've got it. Okay. So I'm just gonna go back here. Clean this up. Just bleeds it out a little bit. Makes it a nice clean edge. There we go. I think that's a good job. And that's it. So, new substrate. We've cleaned up the bottom to make sure that nothing is going to flow underneath here. And then starboard, because it's not going to rot. New screws, new holes, and then the sealant, or the 4200, along the inside and outside to protect that. And I also put a layer of 4200 across here and across here. So when I set my screws in there, that also created a seal around my screws under the bottom there as well. So we should be pretty good. It looks good. It looks new. It looks clean. Matt, what do you think? Thoughts, comments, concerns? Thumbs up. Well, Matt gives it a thumbs up. Let's get out of here. Let's go to lunch or something, or do another project. We're rocking and rolling today. We've gotten quite a few projects done. Let's go rip apart a motor.